This week's video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another vlog. I haven't talked about my van for a while. That's probably because I haven't really done anything to it since I started camperizing it. I've been quite lax in keeping updates, and you may have noticed though I do have one update, and that's my awning here. There are quite a few times when I'm out in the rain and it would be really nice to sit outside, so I decided to get an awning. And I also got a Rhino rack platform and a box to put stuff in. I often keep quite a bit of stuff in my van, and rather than try and store it all in there permanently, I've got a box so I can put some of it in the box and clear up some space in here. So hopefully I'll get a lot of use out of this. It's quite handy. This is the larger version, because often I'll come away with 2 or 3 other people, so we got place to stand. Now, as far as locations this week, I've come out here with Brian Barnum. We've come out to Tofino. I haven't been to Tofino for a while now. Tofino, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, is on the west coast of Vancouver Island. It's a very popular tourist destination, and the reason being is that there's absolutely stunning beaches here, scenery, whale watching, bear watching. People just love to come out here, and I mean the nature out here is really quite spectacular. The photography, I haven't done an awful lot of photography out here, probably because there are a lot of people out here. But as the summer starts to wind down, the tourists start to go, and there aren't quite as many people out here. So we're hoping to maybe photograph some of the coastline. The weather is still very sunny and warm and dry, but I noticed as we drove out here, there's quite a bit of coastal fog. So I'm hoping that will stick around for the next few days, and that'll add some atmosphere to the photography. We'll see. Well, very good morning to you all. What a glorious morning out on the west coast of Ucluelet. Now, Tofino and Ucluelet, they're more evening light places if you're going to photograph on the seashore. But there are some areas where you can capture sunrise, and Ucluelet is one of those areas. On what's called, I think it's called the Pacific Wild Coast Trail. I could be wrong there, but there's a trail that goes for a few kilometers around the coastline here, and it's really quite beautiful. There's some old growth forest in here, and you kind of get a southern southern view of the Broken Islands back here. It's a popular area for sea kayaking. All right, now obviously, you know, this whole area here would probably look better in morning light, but first thing in the morning we were shooting right into the sun, so it was a little tricky. So as you can see, the scene has some beautiful layers in here. The only thing that I'm not too keen on, and I don't know if I can finger in here, no, not very good, but you can see that there's somewhat of a big rocky island just to the right center there, and it's just overlapping the island behind it, and that's the only thing that really bothers me about this scene. But other than that, I think it might look pretty cool. So let's give it a go, and I'll show you the photographs right now.
Once again, I'd like to thank Squarespace for supporting my channel and sponsoring this week's video. One of my favorite features of a Squarespace website is the ability to quickly and efficiently update a gallery or page either from a desktop computer or while on the fly using the Squarespace app from my mobile device. Loading multiple images onto a page is quick and offers the ability to change a design or page quickly and elegantly without any coding knowledge. Want to sell your products? No problem. Setting up shop is also quick and intuitive. Sound interesting? Why not head over to squarespace.com and try it for free? And if you like what you find, use the code AdamGibbs for 10% off your first purchase.
So Brian and I were walking along the shoreline here. What you got there, Brian? Oh, look at that. He's got... Ooh, that's a big dollop.
There's not only one, there's three.
There's another one over here, and then
The size of this
whoa, there's a lot here. Is that one still fresh?
It's still warm.
It's still warm.
That's still warm.
Oh, look, there's another one. Oh, look, he must be close by.
This bear's got a serious case of the shits.
He sure does. Why don't you have a taste to see what he's eating? There's another one. Jeez. What's he eating? What's in there? It looks like there's berries in there.
Berries.
Can you
I
see any
think it's
berries?
coming in out of there because there's berries of it in the background on that bush.
Oh yeah. Wow, he's really... Ooh, he's got an upset stomach, that one. Yeah, I think he's coming in from here, over here.
You can see the berry bushes in the background.
Yeah. So if we wait here until low tide, he'll probably pop out again.
No shit, Sherlock.
Maybe we should put a tent right here. Just set your tent up right there.
Oh shit,
Is there?
yeah.
Oh yeah, he's definitely... He might have a den there. I wouldn't get too close there, mate. No, seriously.
Hey bear.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not kidding. He might be napping in there.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah, it looks like he's been digging back there. Well, I must admit it is unseasonably warm on the west coast here. I can't believe it. It's hot, and you know, it's the 1st of October today. It's just unbelievable. I think it's gone up to 29 or 28 degrees, which is just, well, I don't think it's ever got this warm out here at this time of year anyway. So as a result, you know, Brian and I have been struggling quite a bit with the light. We got up this morning in the hopes of getting some kind of sunrise, and the sunrise was quite nice, but of course when you have bright blue skies like this, the sunrise only lasts for a couple of minutes and then it's pretty much over. And we ended up going to the same location that we went to on the first morning that we were here. I did photograph a tree that I really liked, and it had some nice light on it. But since that time, we've just been struggling. And right now we're on Florencia Bay, I believe it's called. And just before we came here, I noticed that I was having some problems with my camera, and I noticed that one of my dials on my camera is broken. So now I've got to send that in to get fixed. I'm not really sure what happened, but it's pushed in, but it won't come out again. Now, luckily, I can reprogram the camera so that that dial, I was using it to change ISO and shutter speed, I believe. So I've just changed it to the rear dial, but you know, it's just a big pain in the butt. Now, having said all that, and you know, it sounds like I'm whining. I'm not whining because it's an absolutely stunning area. So I've decided to turn my camera to much more intimate views of the surrounding landscape. And sometimes it's hard to get into that mode. You know, you have something in your mind that you think is going to work, and you have these expectations, and of course they don't work out. So it's hard to get into a different mode. As we were walking along the coast here, I noticed that the salal here has a bunch of leaves that have fallen off, and they're kind of brown and crispy, but they've fallen on an area where there's quite a few shells, and I really liked that contrast. And there's a few bits of old seaweed in here and lichen, and so it makes kind of a nice little pattern on the ground. So I'll show you what I have here, and hopefully it'll work out, be a nice little detail shot. Now, of course, right now I'm shooting 4:3, and the format of the video is 16:9, so there'll be some parts that have been cropped out. But as you can see, it's not a bad little detail. I really love the shell here, so I've put that in the corner. So 4:3 would probably come down to about, say, about there. And the lens I'm using is the 1:200, so I can't zoom out anymore. So things like this, these are the things I'm looking out for. Little white shells here. I don't want it clipped on the outer edge. It's okay to have darker things, but light things like that tend to draw your eye out. So I'm actually, with the photograph, you know, it's not cropped in quite as tight. And I really love these bits. I think they're parts of some seaweed. So we've got these crisscrossing bits of seaweed. We've got the lovely leaves and the textures, the different colors, and these shells worked in there as well, as long as a little bit of lichen on some sticks. So it's just a nice little detail shot, and hopefully it'll work out. I might have to warm it up a little bit because I am in the shade here, and of course it's blue sky, so it's reflecting the ambient blue light in here. So I'll warm it up and perhaps enhance those colors just a little bit. Wow, it is, oh man, it's hot. As you can see, it's hot, bright, sunny. And I've ended up shooting what I've come to love in sunny weather over the years, and that is details. Details, 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 because you can kind of control the light. And the nice thing about the beaches on the west coast of Vancouver Island is that there's no shortage of wood, logs that have been adrift and landed on the beach during storms. Now, most of these logs are from log booms. They'll often escape when they log. They'll throw the logs into the ocean in what's called a boom, and tow them to the mill. And a lot of them escape at that time. So a lot of these logs are from that. And they generally don't seem to be the ones that have the great patterns. The ones that have the great patterns are the ones that have their roots still attached, or the root ball. And as you can see here, there's just an abundance of some great patterns on this specimen here, especially around this location here and here. And in this light, it works quite well because it's high contrast, so it's really bringing out the details of the pattern. If that was in the shade, then I would probably have to work on it a little bit in Photoshop. But with these patterns here, as long as you can control the highlights, you should be okay. So I'm just filling the whole frame with the pattern. This area here I quite like because it has somewhat of a distinctive pattern to it, so it has a center of interest. And then I'm going to concentrate on this one up here. I really love the pattern, but it doesn't really have a center of interest. It's more of just an overall pattern shot. But yeah, there's some great little details on this log, so I'm pretty happy about that, because I was running out of ideas and things to photograph in these conditions. So let's see what we can get with this, and I'll post them right now.
Well, once again, thank you ever so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, be sure to give me the old thumbs up. It's always appreciated. If you'd like to support my channel in other ways, be sure to head on over to my website, adamgibbs.com, where I have a number of items for sale that help support this channel, including books, calendars, and prints. So go check those out. All right, folks, thank you ever so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.